How's it going, everybody? This is Pristine Paper back again for another video, and today I'm going to be showing you my top pickups of 2025. Now, it was a great year for collecting for me. Got a lot of nice PC cards, really finished up on my Noir Game Night set, started a new set, and I'm about 75% done with that, and I got a lot of really awesome Celtics cards in for my PC. So really, like I said, great year of collecting for me. Really excited to see, what becomes available or what I can find in 2026. But until then, like I said, I'd like to show you guys what I picked up. And this is like my top 10 pickups of 2025. So without further ado, let's get into it because I've had to film this a couple times. My cat got in the way one time. I always wanted it just to have. Okay, Toe, come on, stop. I always wanted it just to. Oh my god. And my phone died, so yeah, it's been quite a fun journey doing this. But anyway, first card up we have is a 2016 Panini Gold or Black Gold Shadowbox Swatches Prime number 25 of Rob Gronkowski. So I picked this one up over the summer at my LCS. I traded in a bunch of stuff that I didn't really need for this card, and I'm really glad I did. Game worn Gronk stuff is so hard to find, and few and far between for sure. Lots of guys are holding that stuff in their collections, which I understand. I'm doing the same thing with this card. So when I saw this available, I had to make a move on it, and I love the shadow box design here with Gronk. It's kind of like a 3D image there, and it's a nice 4-color patch, even though that's technically 2 different shades of white there. I call it 4-color. Even if you don't, it's a really nice chunky patch regardless. So really happy to add that to my Patriots/football PC. Moving on to number 9, we have a 2015-16 Panini Gold Standard White Gold Threads number 25 of Tim Duncan. Now, if you guys have been following the channel, you know I'm going after this whole set, 15 card set. This is one of the ones I picked up this year, and I've had it in my watch list for quite a while, maybe close to a year and a half. Just because I always wanted a nice chunky Tim Duncan patch. So I had this in my watch list before I was going for the set. Then when I started picking up more cards for the set over the summer, I was like, you know what? At some point I need to pull the trigger on this because I hadn't seen another one surface over that time. So yeah, I picked it up. Really glad I did. Love the shine of the surface on this, and the chunky patch is just awesome as well. Tim Duncan, top 10 player of all time, game worn chunky patch. Can't go wrong there. So there we go. That's number 9. Okay, moving into number 8. Now this is probably the biggest patch window I picked up. This is the 2012 Panini Gold Standard again, Bullion brand Al Horford, number 2. Now this is another one I had in my watch list for like close to 2 years, and really interesting. The seller, it wasn't really like a traditional card seller. It was a pawn shop from what I remember. So they had this listed, like a couple other cards, and then like a bunch of random antiques and oddities on their eBay page. So like I said, I had this in my watch list for a long time. Finally sent an offer, probably a lot lower than what it was listed for, and they took it. And I'm so glad they did. This is one of the cornerstones of my Al Horford PC. It is, like I said, the biggest patch window I have, number 2. The Adidas logo, the other half of this, or the number 1 of 2, is featuring the other half of this tag. So, maybe one day that'd be really cool to find that and pair this up with this one. But yeah, just super, super happy and fortunate to have this. The Bullion brand cards are so collectible and short printed, and they can go for a lot of money. So I got this one for an amazing deal. So really happy to have it in my PC now. Moving on to number 7. We have another patch. I think these are all patch cards, but this is the 2023-24 Panini Immaculate Collection. This is the dual memorabilia of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I'm just gonna take this cover off because it's really making the card look like crap. Here you go. Yeah, this is one of my by far favorite pickups of the year. Like I said, these aren't really. Oh, bump the camera. Like I said, these aren't really in like a specific order. Like, it's really hard to pick. So yeah, this one is numbered 3 of 10. Really awesome patches, and I know like this teal weird green is on all the cards, but it really looks good with the Celtics, so I'm happy that they went with that. But yeah, this is the first dual mem or dual patch that they released of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They released a few more after the fact, like in the following year of Immaculate and National Treasures and Eminence, and basically all those kinds of relics are starting to come out now. But this was the first one they released, so I had to grab one. Really love it. Like I said, the foil looks awesome. One's a skinny patch, but the Jaylen Brown is as chunky as it can get. So yeah, super happy. These two guys are, such a big part of my sports collecting journey and just Celtics fandom in general. So I'm like super happy to have that in my collection now. Moving on, number 6, we have another duel, another one with Jason Tatum. However, this one is with Luka Doncic, which I think is amazing. This is the 2024-25 Panini National Treasures matchups prime, number 25 of Luka and JT. So this is my first Luka patch, or my only Luka patch in the collection. His stuff is just, astronomical, so I don't really prioritize getting those cards, but when I saw this one, I knew I had to have it. It's just an amazing card to, represent that finals matchup, 2024 finals, with the Mavericks and the Celtics. Luka versus Tatum. Obviously, the Celtics came out victorious, and Tatum, played lights out. And now Luka's on the Lakers. So, really interesting to have this now with the Mavs patch. I mean, I'm always gonna remember him on the Mavs. So really happy to have this in my collection to represent that moment in time when the Celtics beat them in 5 games in the NBA Finals, which is just such a great part of my collecting journey. Like I said before, like these players, like I'm gonna remember so fondly. Even Luka, just because we played them doesn't mean that the journey to get to that championship is lost on me. So really happy to have this in my collection, and super fortunate too. I'm fortunate for all these pickups. I haven't really said that yet, but I am super fortunate to pick all these cards up, and yeah, I am happy to be in the position I am. Next up, I think this is number 5. Now this is actually the only non-patch card, I believe, and it is the Panini 1 Timeless Moments. This is the blue, the 49 of Isaiah Thomas. Now this is commemorating the 50 piece that he put up against the Wizards in the playoffs in 2017, and just an amazing card. When I saw that they made this card, I had to grab it. I have a pretty nice IT PC. He was the player that really got me into basketball and the Celtics in general. I saw him score 52 points in the Garden in 2016. So he's always just been a super important part of my sports journey and just everything in general. And I got to meet him last year. And he was a super nice guy. Got a nice hug from him, and yeah, it was just a great moment. So to have this card in my collection now, encapsulating that moment in time when Isaiah Thomas was, the king of the fourth, and making that shot over one of the Morris twins there, super awesome. And the blue has grown on me, the blue foil, because it kind of matches with the ink, the blue ink of the signature. So I know some people wouldn't really like that, but like I said, it's growing on me, and I'm just super happy to have this in the collection now. Okay, moving on to the next one here. We have, I had just got this one in within the last couple months, but it is an amazing card. It is the 2023-24 Panini Flawless Emerald number 5. I think it's called Dual Materials or something, Dual Patch. They don't really label these that well, but anyway, it's of Jaylen Brown, and it is 2 versions of the Vista Print sponsor patch. This is the end of Vista, and this is the end of Print. So really, really interesting from 2 different jerseys too. Obviously, one was a white home jersey, and the other one was the black, special jersey, whatever they want to call them. So when I saw this pop up, it was so unique. I knew I had to have it. or I put in a strong bid at least. And I love the green foil, obviously, nice color match. And I just have never seen like two different sponsor patches like that on a card, at least a Celtics card. And so it was just super unique to me. And Jaylen Brown's having an amazing season right now too. Without Tatum, everyone kind of doubted him, and I picked this up, and now I'm super happy I did. He's probably going to make an All-NBA team, I would assume. So really, really happy to have this in my collection now. Game worn, of course, too. So there we go. Following that up, this one's really tough, but this might be my number one pick. It is the 2023-24 Panini Immaculate Quad Jerseys Prime 1 of 10 with Tatum, Brown, Holiday, and Porzingis. Now, this card just means so much to me. Like I was saying with the Luka and the Tatum, this to me encapsulates that moment in history when the Celtics had all of these guys on the roster. They were making history with their defense, with the threes. They won 2024 finals, and this is a great moment in time for me in my life, just watching them play and eclipsing the championship, working together. I just absolutely love this card. It's never gonna leave my PC. It's something that I always will cherish, and I don't know what else really to say about it. It gets me speechless, to be honest, just because, like I said, like that team meant so much to me, and now that Porzingis and Holiday are no longer on the team, it means even more to me now. So just really, really happy with this card, and I just love it, like I said. So there we go. Coming into the top two here, I forget what this one is. Okay, yeah. Now this one, I don't know. It's really hard to pick what the top pickup was, but this is the 2022-23 Panini Noir Game Night Jerseys Prime, numbered to 25 of LeBron James. So, like I said, I've been going after this set for maybe like close to 2 years now. I got this one over the summer, and it's the biggest one in the set by far, I think. But the Kawhi, I don't need to keep talking about the Kawhi, but because I love this card even more. It is game dated to the NBA Finals, June 6th, 2013. That's where this patch is from, and it's just a super, super awesome chunky patch. I believe LeBron had 18 points and 18 rebounds, and I forget. I'll put it up on the screen here. But here, let me also take the cover off of this one, because it's just such a stunning looking card, in my opinion. I love the black and white with the foil. So like having a card like this of LeBron, probably the GOAT. I mean, just statistically, he is just on another level compared to anybody else. So, I feel like looking back at this card over the years I'll be super happy to have this, and it'll be just bring me fond memories of that Heat era of the team too, and kind of the rivalry they had with the Celtics with Garnett and Pierce, Rondo, and Allen leaving the Celtics to go to the Heat. So, like I said, I try and make pickups that kind of encapsulate moments in time that I like to remember. And not to mention this one went into my set as well, so I had to pick it up. But just a super nice LeBron patch, 3 colors there, and I couldn't be happier. With it. So that is number 2. Now the last card here I had just gotten in the mail today, and that is what prompted me to start filming this video. It is, I don't know, probably one of my favorite cards in my collection, I would say. So it's a Leaf card, funny enough, and it is a patch card. It is a, 2025 Leaf Pearlescent patch, or it's from Leaf Pearl. It's numbered 1 of 6 of Larry Bird. Now, if you take a look at this card, what is standing out to you that isn't really traditional with Leaf? I'll give you another second. As you can see, the Celtics name is still on the jersey. Leaf does not have the licensing to include team names or logos on their products. So this was an error card on Leaf. This should not exist in this way. I'm sure maybe at some point they might face some legal action for that, but I had to pick this up just for that uniqueness to it. In addition, the patch is insane. This is from a warm-up because the Celtics never had jerseys with that yellow outline. That was only in warm-ups, which I'm fine with. I think it's still an amazing card. I sold my Larry Bird autograph earlier this year. It was a sticker auto, so I wasn't really too attached to it. So I needed to find something to replace it with, and this is the perfect thing to replace it with. It is super chunky. I know it's Leaf, but again, it's actually licensed, so that is awesome. Numbered 1 of 6, and yeah, it's of Larry Legend. Super, super happy with it. I couldn't be any more happy with it. And again, it's an error card too, so I think that's super unique. And yeah, just a super, super cool card. Unique, like I keep saying, and couldn't be happier with it. So there we go. Those are my top 10 pickups of the year. Let me know what you guys thought, what your favorite pickup was. Like I said in the middle of the video, I'm super fortunate to be in the position to pick up these awesome cards for my collection. Definitely don't take them for granted. And I know that like maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago when I made my 2023 video, I'd be looking at these cards now and being like, oh my God, like that's insane. I'm sure in the next couple of years I'll feel the same way about this video. I just feel like the longer I'm in the hobby, the more selective and the better, the better cards I pick up. So just really happy to look back at these pickup videos over the years. And yeah, I don't want to keep rambling on, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And like I said, let me know what your favorite card was in this video. Without further ado, I'm going to peace out here and say bye. See you later. See you in 2026.